Welcome to Anifiction, where we explore the different possibilities of anime. Today, we are going to see what would have happened if Zoro had joined the Marines at the beginning of the story. Zoro is known for his serious, focused, and determined personality. He is a man of few words and is often seen with his eyes closed, reflecting his calm and reserved nature. For this what if to happen, we need to give Zoro another path other than being a bounty hunter to reach his goal of becoming the world's strongest swordsman, and in this case, that would be becoming a Marine. Let us start this what if. Even at a young age, Zoro always strived for strength and greatness. Even as a child, Zoro was strong enough to beat most of the adults in the dojo, except for the daughter of the sensei he trained under. Her name was Kuina. She was a little taller than Zoro and was a very skilled swordswoman. Zoro and Kuina had fought each other multiple times, where Kuina had always come out victorious. After Zoro's 2000th defeat, he decided to challenge her privately, but this time with real swords. Even with Zoro's rigorous training, he was still unable to defeat her. The pain of losing made him cry and made him declare his dream of becoming the world's strongest swordsman. Zoro's declaration also made Kuina confess her dream. It was the same as Zoro's. But she also told Zoro that her father said that a woman could not become the strongest swordsman. But Zoro said that he did not care whether she was a girl or not, and that becoming the strongest swordsman depended on how skilled you were, not whether you were a girl or a boy. They both made a promise that it would be either of them that would become the world's strongest swordsman. But unfortunately, the news of Kuina's sudden passing shocked and saddened him. He was devastated by her loss but steeled himself to fulfill the promise he made with Kuina. Zoro trained day and night for years and was finally ready to get some real experience. He visited his sensei and requested Kuina's sword. Kushira decided that giving Zoro Wado Ikemonji was the best thing to do and also advised Zoro to join the Marines since Mihawk was part of the 7 warlords, and Zoro might get a chance to meet him if he joins the Marines. As advised, Zoro, with the help of his sensei, applied for the Marine Academy and showed up to take the test. The officer on the podium announced that the participants were more than what they expected, and that a duel would be held between each participant, and the winner would get the privilege of going to Marine Academy. The battle list showed that Zoro would be fighting a man called Kai, who was 29 years of age with a clean-shaven face and well-kept blonde hair. His primary weapon was a gun. Even though guns were not allowed as they might cause lethal damage to others, it was accepted as he was the son of a nobleman with the promise of not causing permanent damage to other participants. This did not sit well with Zoro, and as the duel began, the son of the nobleman aimed right at Zoro's chest and pulled the trigger with a sadistic smile. In a blink of an eye, Zoro drew Wado Ikemonji and sliced the bullet in half with a single slash. This startled Kai, and he began to shoot multiple times at Zoro. But by that time, Zoro had already drawn all his swords and blitzed him. A cloud of dust had formed due to Zoro's movement, and by the time the dust settled, all the bullets were cut in half, and a sword was placed near Kai's neck. After coming out of the shock of what had happened, the ref declared Zoro as the winner. The Marine Academy had strict rules, most of which were about how one should act towards their superiors. The academy training was hellish, but for Zoro, it was not that hard since he had been doing such gruesome training since he was a child. The academy also taught the use of multiple weapons from a gun to a small knife, but due to the lack of challenging physical training, Zoro usually goes to the mountains at night to train alone. Soon, Zoro had become proficient in various weapons but still chose his 3 katanas as his primary weapons. In a very short time, Zoro had risen through multiple ranks, and due to Zoro's insane growth, the officials decided to promote Zoro to a lieutenant. Zoro was sent on multiple missions which he always completed successfully. Zoro's name had started spreading throughout the East Blue as a feared Marine, even though he was still attending the academy. On a particularly chilly night, Zoro was training on the mountains as usual, but he suddenly sensed the presence of someone. Zoro turned around in lightning speed with his sword and stopped mere inches from the person's neck. Zoro with a clear and deadpan voice asked, "Who are you?" The woman who hadn't even flinched by Zoro's sword being inches from her neck answered with a voice full of confidence, "My name is Yum, I'm a lieutenant just like you." Zoro removed his sword from her neck and said, "I'm Zoro. What do you want?" Yum quickly responded by saying that she wanted to have a duel with him. Zoro quickly shot that request down by saying, "I don't fight without proper authorization. If you want to battle, follow the rules and get the necessary permission. Until then, don't waste my time." And after saying that, Zoro started walking off. Yum had a small smile on her face and thought, "So this is the kind of person you are, Roronoa Zoro." Yum suddenly swung her katana at Zoro, but by the time she had finished swinging her sword, Zoro had already jumped behind her. Yum quickly turned around to face him. Zoro, with an annoyed tone, said, "That could have killed someone." Yum, still with a smile on her face, responded, "I knew you would be able to dodge that." Zoro took one of his swords out and lunged towards her, which Yum sidestepped. By rotating her body, she aimed her katana towards Zoro's neck, which was swiftly blocked by Zoro's other sword. They struggled for a bit and quickly separated and jumped back. "Ha, you're half decent," Zoro said. "You too," Yum retorted. Both suddenly started laughing. This was fun. "We should do this again," Zoro said. "Yeah, I agree." "This was fun," Yum said happily. Zoro, with a small smile, said, "Well, I'll see you around, Yum." With surprise in her voice, she said, "Oh. You actually remembered my name? Real funny," Zoro said with an annoyed look. As he started to walk back to the base, Yum caught up with him, and they walked back to the base together. Well guys, that's it for now. If you want a part 2, please comment and let me know. And thank you for watching.